I asked ChatGPT to build me a full $10,000 portfolio, and the results that it came back with are actually insane. Not only did it break down the stocks, but it also told me about diversification, why I should buy these stocks, risk around these stocks, and it gave me a lot more advice that I can't wait to show you in this video. If you're new to this channel, over here we talk about investing and finance. We make it so simple that the everyday person can understand it. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how ChatGPT built me a $10,000 portfolio without me doing much work at all, other than having $10,000 handy. I'm going to show you guys exactly what prompt I use and how you can do this for yourself. A lot of people are not using ChatGPT to its full advantage. It can do much more than what you're currently using it for. And I've been using it to make money and cut down my time researching stocks and researching other financial opportunities. If I can save hours of my time doing this and ChatGPT gives back the same results that a financial advisor could, why wouldn't I? All I ask is that you hit that like button if you find something useful from this video, but other than that, let's get right into it. Okay, so before we start building our $10,000 portfolio using ChatGPT, the most important things with these AI services is the prompt that you put in. The information that you get out is nothing if you're putting in garbage. So this is the prompt that we're going to use, and as a reminder, all of the prompts that I use will always be in the description down below. So we're going to come here and we're going to enter this prompt here. You are an expert Wall Street investor. Build me a $10,000 long-term investment portfolio. I'm a insert age year-old beginner investor with low, medium, high risk tolerance. I want growth over 10 years. So I'm going to tailor this for me, and you can adjust it however you see fit, or you guys can add in whatever else that you want. But here we're going to do it for me, using me as an example. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to put my age, and I am 29. And over here for my risk tolerance, me personally, I'm gonna go high since this is $10,000, and it may change for, someone else. But for me, I'm just gonna go high because I want this to grow as fast as possible. Now, if you're someone who is more on like the risk scarier side, you don't want to take much risk, that $10,000 is important to you, I suggest you go low to medium. But again, this is not financial advice. So after you tailor this to exactly how you want it to be tailored, what you want to do is just hit enter, and let's see what ChatGPT gives us. Okay, so this is the prompt that ChatGPT gave us instantly. So it says, since you're 29 and have a high risk tolerance and you're investing for 10+ year horizon, the goal here is to maximize through growth equities, stocks, and ETFs with some exposure to innovation, tech, and global diversification. So right now, let's scroll down and see the options that ChatGPT gave us. So down here for the first option, the allocation breakdown, ChatGPT gave us an ETF, which is the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF, which is under ticker symbol VTI. And what VTI is, it invests in every single US market, and it buys thousands of stocks across those markets. And in this second bullet right here down below, it tells you exactly why it chose this ETF. So right here it says it gives you exposure to the entire US stock market, large cap stocks like Apple or Microsoft, mid cap, and small cap. So we're getting a large amount of diversity right there. And since this will be our most diverse option, ChatGPT is suggesting that we put 40% of our money into this, so $4,000 right there. Next, if we scroll down, our second option that ChatGPT chose is innovation in tech. So they want us to invest in ticker symbol QQQ, and they want us to put $2,500 into this ETF. And what this ETF is this basically following tech and innovation stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, and Tesla. So unlike the first ETF that we saw up here, which was more diverse, this one QQQ is more focused on innovation in tech companies. And unless you're living under a rock, you know that these three stocks have been doing very well over the past 10 years. Now, if we scroll down here to our third option, you see international growth, 15%. So they want us to put $1,500 of our $10,000 into international markets. And this will be through ticker symbol VWO right here. And what VWO is exactly what this header suggests for international growth. Basically, it has over 5,000 stocks in these emerging companies like China, India, Brazil, and other fast-growing countries here. So instead of focusing on only companies inside the United States, we're going to also put a chunk of our money inside international markets, just in case the US does not do so well. Next, if we scroll down here, you'll see 4 is small growth stocks. So they want us to put 10% of our money, aka $1,000, into small stocks. So in the second bullet down here, you'll see that small cap stocks historically outperform over the long term, and they're more volatile, but you have time, and they capture young companies with a lot of upside. So I like this decision down here, especially since I did put that I want high risk. With these small companies here, They're very risky, but it has maximum upside. If you're buying a young company who hasn't proved themselves yet, they're probably not even profitable, you're gonna have a much higher upside than buying a company who's already established. Yes, it is more risky, but that's why we're only putting 10% of our money in here. And again, this is not financial advice. So I do like this pick by ChatGPT so far. Lastly, if you look at number 5 down here, ChatGPT is telling us to go for the moonshot. So this right here, they're telling us to make a Hail Mary pass, make a full court shot, and just go for it all. Now this will undoubtedly be our riskiest investment, and that's why ChatGPT is suggesting that we only put 10% of our $10,000 in here. The ETF that they're suggesting down here is ARKK, and what ARKK is, they basically buy stocks that disrupt entire industries. So right here, they gave you, for example, Coinbase, which is this crypto, Super Microcomputer, which is AI server growth, and Fubo TV, which is a sports betting and media company, which is coming for all of sports media. These are your long shots here. These are the companies that if they make it in their industry, that entire industry is in trouble. And what that means for you is big money. So I do like this portfolio that they made for us. Right now, we have most of our money in VTI, which is the safest one that they chose. We have our tech companies, international, small cap growth, and the moonshots down here. So I really like this. So if I scroll down here, let's see what else ChatGPT gave us for extra credit. Right here, they're saying strategy and notes. So they're just helping us manage our portfolio. They're saying once a year, bring the allocation back in line. Don't let one stock dominate too much. If you see one section growing, make sure you rebalance. Dollar cost average, and reinvest dividends, and the time horizon. Right now we only put 10 years, but they're saying, hey, what if you want to go 15 years or 20 years? You may want to readjust this. And then down here, they also gave us expected outcomes, and you guys can pause and read this if you decide to. So I'm gonna put something else down here as well. And if you're still watching this video, be sure to hit the like button and help out the channel. But the prompt that we're gonna put in down here now to respond to all of this is, in 5 bullets with no more than 2 sentences each, briefly explain to me any potential risk with this portfolio. So we may already see the risk ourselves, but we want ChatGPT to really think and really help us think, what could go wrong with this portfolio? So we're gonna hit enter and we're gonna see what ChatGPT gives us. So within seconds, you see that ChatGPT gave us the 5 points that we have to think about. So 1 is market volatility, concentration risk, international geopolitical risk. Yes, that's very huge right now. Small cap risk and speculative bets, which is our moonshots. And this is also why I tell you guys, don't just blindly throw money into a stock just because ChatGPT says so. You also want to do your own research. But now that we know the risk, let's just see how much money we would have made if we invested in this 5 years ago. So if we already took this advice, how much money would we have today? So down here, we're just gonna put the prompt right here. If I invested $10,000 5 years ago in the allocation you suggested, what would the amount be today? And again, all of the prompts that I'm writing right now are down below. And this is the results that ChatGPT gave. So they said, I ran back a rough estimate of the ETS performance. Here's a ballpark of how everything did. So US total market, which is what we put most of our money into, that went up about 14% annualized over 5 years. QQQ, the tech and innovation stocks, that went up about 17% annualized over 5 years. ARKK, now that went negative over 5 years, so that went down 1.34%. That's something that we may want to think about before we put any money into this allocation here. So what's next is emerging markets, VWO. So that was about 5 to 8% annually, which is not too bad. And then small caps down here, that was about 10 to 12% annually, so that's not bad at all. And then they gave us a total. So using that split that we had before, if we invested $10,000 5 years ago, that $10,000 would now be $18,000 to $20,000. That might be the easiest $10,000 we've ever made. And keep in mind, this is without us adding a single dollar over the past 5 years. So just imagine if we were putting $500 in monthly. Using AI is a game changer. Don't think so? Well, as you saw right there, we were able to double our money in 10 years from $10,000 to about $18,000 to $20,000. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine if we put that $10,000 into a savings account instead. The average savings account rate in the United States is 0.4%. Not 4%, 0.4%. So if we were to take that $10,000 and put it into a savings account right now and put it at 0.4% for 10 years, we would have a whopping $407. Now, how does that match up with the $8,000 to $10,000 that we just talked about? Exactly. We didn't have to go to a financial advisor. We didn't have to go to our cousin up the street. All we did was use ChatGPT. If you like this video, be sure to watch my other video where I went over how to use ChatGPT to choose winning stocks. And I'll also be creating more videos in the future on how to use ChatGPT when it comes to investing. So if you watch this entire video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see me cover a specific topic, just leave a comment down below. But other than that, guys, peace.